Good afternoon. Welcome to Mayle Iwanski's senior speech. Mayle is joined today by her mom, Christina, her dad, Jeremy, and her younger sister from the class of 2025, Mesa. A warm prep welcome to them as well. As a member of the prep community since her freshman year, Mayle has immersed herself in a variety of activities, artistic, athletic, and service. You may recall her convincing performances in Beauty and the Beast, her ninth grade year, and in Macbeth, her sophomore year. In addition to her artistic prowess, Mayle models service leadership. For the past 2 years, she has been involved in the volunteers program at Augusta University Hospital and has participated in the Columbia County Youth Leadership Program. This year, Mayle has even somehow found time in her busy schedule to join her younger sister Mesa on the cross-country team. But those of you who know her best know that Mayle's real passion is swimming. A swimmer since she was young, Mayle has worked diligently over the years to excel in this, her competitive outlet. Her hard work has paid off as she has placed in the top 7 every event she's competed at in the States since her sophomore year. As a captain on the team, last year, as a captain on the team since her junior year, Mayle has her sights set high and hopes to place first this year in the 100-yard butterfly and the 100-yard freestyle. Given all her accomplishments both in and out of the classroom, it should come as no surprise that Mayle is a sought-after recruit for college swim teams. Indeed, Mayle has verbally committed to Converse University for swim, and it's on this topic, why people choose different divisions for college sports, that Mayle will be speaking on today. Please welcome this friendly, dedicated, and hardworking young lady to the podium.
Thank you to Mr. Bowman for the introduction and for being my advisor throughout high school. I also want to thank my parents for allowing me all the opportunities to get where I am, my sister Mesa for always being there, and my friends who are here to support me. I wouldn't be here without any of you, and I'm thankful that you're all here. Every sport has varying competitive levels, and the higher you go, the more rigorous and challenging the competition is. A common misconception about sports is that everyone should strive to go into D1 college programs, but there are often many reasons people choose other routes for their athletics. In college sports, there are 3 main levels of competition that most people know about and that I'll be referring to in my speech. Divisions 1, 2, and 3 each come with certain nuances and rules, but all with the same goal: to foster an environment of friendly competition. Only 7% of high school varsity athletes go on to play in college in any division, but despite that, it is very often that people think the lower the division, the less good the athletes. But this isn't always the case, and the decision to play in any division is a difficult one to make. There are many factors athletes take into account when choosing their colleges. A few of these factors include academics, athletic scholarships, and team culture. While athletes often have the stereotype of a dumb job, in reality, athletes often have some of the highest grades while juggling a tight schedule with minimal study time. In an extensive study done by the NCSA in Division I sports, it says student athletes believe they are overworked, while coaches, whose job depend on winning, think their players should dedicate more time to athletics. Even though there is a 20-hour per week and a 4-hour per day limit on practice times, this is still a large part of an athlete's day and often takes the focus off of their academics. To quote a study done by the University of Michigan, who looked at the test scores of athletes, it says, students who participated in vigorous sports did 10% better in science, English, math, and social studies compared to other students. They also found in their studies that female athletes tend to do better than male athletes. Despite that, the overall average student athlete does better in classes while having the added pressure of sports. And because of having less time but more pressure on their academics, many lower division schools will offer extra benefits such as personal tutors, extra study time, peer reviewers for writing, and study rooms for athletes. Being a student requires full dedication and attention to school, but being a student athlete requires full attention to both school and a sport, which can get very stressful and challenging at times. Athletes are often held at a higher academic standard than their non-athlete peers, and have to maintain their high grades to continue eligibility in their sport. Athletes often choose to go down in divisions to work in environments where the academics are valued by the school and the coaches to aid their success. In the 3 divisions of college athletics, Division 1 and 2 are the only ones to hand out athletic scholarships. Division III and Ivy League schools only do need-based financial and academic scholarships so as to not distract from the academic and social experience. Collectively, 34% of college athletes receive any type of scholarship, and of those 34%, less than 1% receive a full ride. With that, in Division I, 57% receive any scholarship, and it's a bit higher at 63% for Division II. This also changes depending on the sport. In Division I's men's basketball, there's a team limit of 13 full scholarships, which can be divided up as needed between the players. But in men's swimming, there's a total of 9.9 full scholarships that can be given out. The number of scholarships available between sports varies depending on the popularity of the sport and the amount of money allowed by the school for each sport. This can make getting a scholarship at a top-level school very competitive, and is often why athletes will go down to Division II schools, where their chances increase and often allow them to get larger amounts of the available scholarships. Many athletes also have a fear of losing their scholarships. There are many ways to lose an athletic scholarship, such as not maintaining grades, misconduct, getting a new coach, or violating school rules in any way. But there are also ways that are not as controllable, such as injury. My older sister, who now attends Berry College, was an aspiring volleyball recruit. In her senior year of high school, she was playing a very competitive match and she dove for a ball. Little did she know this ultimately ended her recruitment process by tearing her ACL. This lost her athletic offers, and while she is happy now, this was a very tough time period for her. Getting an injury at all, let alone on a scholarship, is an athlete's biggest fear. Many SEC and high-level D1 schools will take away or reduce a scholarship, and sometimes even remove the player from the roster if they have an injury because they are seen as less valuable on the team. A coach cannot take away a scholarship mid-season, but an injury may make them not want to renew the scholarship with the athlete in the next season. This can be incredibly stressful for the athlete. On top of the distress they are already facing with their injury, now they have to worry about this being the end of their athletic career. While D1 programs are highly sought out after, an athlete might choose to go to a D2 program where they're more likely to keep their scholarship and have the ability to focus on healing their injury and getting back to the sport they've worked so hard at. The type of team each athlete wants is a very personal thing. I was looking for a team that felt very close and felt like a family, because ultimately I'd be spending 3 hours a day, 7 days a week for 4 years with these people. I'm happy that I found a college team that I immediately clicked with and am already friends with. The people an athlete is around can entirely change the outcome of their practice. I decided to ask some of my friends who are interested in or are already participating in college sports what they were looking for in team culture. My friend Lily says, the more friendly and kind the people are on your team, the easier it is to focus on yourself and your future. I want to be around people who build me up and cheer me on in practice and meets, and even school, because I know they have my back and I have a solid support system. Annie says, team culture greatly affects the decisions I make about the colleges I wish to pursue. I know it's important to surround yourself with people that share similar values, morals, and goals, so it's something I definitely take into account. Hayes, class of 23, who now attends D1 William & Mary, says, oftentimes we joke around, have fun, etc., and this makes the team so much closer, and it's the connection to each other as teammates that allows us to work together to succeed. As a competitive athlete myself, I can attest to the struggle of not having a good support system during practice. When I have a hard set, an upset coach, or a bad day, I want to know the people around me will build me up and still make the practice worth it. Laughing and making jokes on the walls in between some of the worst sets in my life are some of the best memories I have on the swim team. Feeling like you're not wanted in an environment where you're mentally and physically exhausted can create unmotivated and less good athletes that will underperform. Athletes are more willing to put in the work and the time if they are having fun and enjoying the people around them. So an athlete might choose a lower division in order to find a team that best fits their personality. Choosing a college, athlete or not, is a very exciting or scary experience and can take months to decide. So, to the senior class, as we start our journey through college, be thoughtful in your decisions and don't be afraid to choose what best fits you. Thank you.